This is a press release from the detained indigenous people of Biafra Supreme Leader Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the headline is, "We shall vigorously resist it. Nnamdi Kanu reacts to ruling labeling IPOB a terrorist organization." It is coming from the Supreme Leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Alleged killings in Biafra land. Biafra group orders security agencies, non-state actors to vacate the southeast in the next 48 hours. Are you hearing me now? That is the current news on ground. Take it or you leave it, but the group have spoken. Sharia court can't work in southwest. Yoruba king writes Sultan of Sokoto to stay off his territory. Army helicopter in Washington crash was flying too high, according to Donald J. Trump. I still believe in one Nigeria. General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Here and other headlines is what we are going to treat this morning. My people, once again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your GMT. My name is Okulora One Nation, reporting from the platform of Okute Daily Talk. This is where the finest conversation ever take place. Morning, afternoon, night, even in the midnight, whichever time you call us, we are always available to answer to your questions, both at the comment section. So my people, let us go and read in between the lines. Don't forget to today na Saturday, and today is the first day in the month of February in the year of 2025. Make I know hear anybody who go tell me say Valentine. Who is Valentine? The only occasion that I supposed to be celebrating is the memory of my late parents. So Valentine, I don't know who he is, whether a pedophile who died for nothing. Then you want me to be celebrating it. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here. Please like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe. The embattled leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu's press release. According to him, he said he had vowed to resist the ruling of the Court of Appeal in Abuja, which affirmed the prescription of IPOB and its designation as a terrorist organization. Nigerians report that on Thursday, the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal upheld an order by Justice Abdul Kafarati of the Fulani High Court in Abuja prescribing IPOB and designating it as a terrorist organization. Reacting to the development, Kanu stated that court's ruling would be challenged within the ambit of the law, as the judgment did not pass the muster of the Nigerian Constitution and the statutes pertinent to it. Kanu argued that the order of prescription by the federal, or rather by the Fulani High Court, was obtained through an ex parte application by the Fulani government as well, rather than through a hearing on notice by the judge or by a judge in chambers as prescribed by law. He made this known during his routine meeting with his legal team, led by lead counsel Aloy Ejimako at the Department of State Service DSS facility in the FCT Abuja. A statement issued by Aloy Ejimako after the meeting reads in part, "Rising from our routine visitation to Onyendu Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, he instructed the legal team to convey the following to the members of the public and to the Biafran people in general." In other words, a press release from the Onyendu, but the message is being conveyed by his lead counsel Aloy Ejimako. The ruling, according to him, by the appeal court, affirming the prescription of IPOB as a terror group, will live in infamy and shall be vigorously resisted within the parameters of the law, both municipal and intentional. Sooner rather than later, it shall be demonstrated that the judgment did not pass the muster of the Nigerian Constitution and the statutes pertinent to it. Members of the public should ponder this. One of the main issues we canvassed at the Court of Appeal was that the order of prescription by the Fulani High Court was obtained through an ex parte application by the Fulani government instead of through a hearing on notice by a judge in chambers, as prescribed by the pertinent law of the land. We also argue that the prescription proceedings violated the hallowed doctrine of the fair hearing enshrined in the Constitution, as IPOB was neither put on notice nor heard before the order of prescription was issued. In addition to those, we argue that the prescription directive issued to the Attorney General was signed by the late Abba Kyari and did not by former President Buhari as the relevant law required. The Court of Appeal acknowledged these irregularities but still went ahead to dismiss our appeal on the questionable premise that national security is an exception to the provisions of their so-called constitution. Vacate the Southeast now if you are the security agencies and the non-state actors killing our people. The Simon Ekpa, leading United States of Biafra, has demanded that the Nigerian police, military and non-state actors vacate the Southeast region, parts of the South-South and other territories it claims as its own. This comes amid reports by the human rights organization International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, Inter-Society, that at least 180 people were allegedly killed in the Southeast by security agencies and non-state actors between December 2024 and January of 2025. The report is yet to receive a response from either the police or the military. In a statement posted on X on Friday by Dr. Ngozi Orabeze, known as ECPA's deputy, said the decision followed the passage of 11 bills proposed by the Biafran group in a virtual meeting held on Thursday, 30th of January 2025. According to her, the bills include a constitution bill, a tax bill for oil companies and foreign businesses, a voluntary tax bill for business owners, a bill to prohibit all non-state actors within its territories, and a bill for the defense of its territories. Ngozi Chukwu-Orabeze, who has been acting on ECPA's behalf since his detention, stated that the cabinet she is leading also passed the conscription bill, the printing and circulation of currency bill, the international passport and driving license bill, the decentralization of the military bill, the dissolution of the BG cabinet bill, and the bill to adopt USB official addresses. According to Ngozi Orabeze, the implementation of these bills is prerequisite for the progress of Biafra country. The decision marks a turning point in the history of the United States of Biafra. In the perspective, the bills mandate that the administrator of the 40 states be called governors, while heads of the department become commissioners. For instance, we now have the governor of the state of Ohauku. The prohibition mandates the immediate cessation and withdrawal of Nigeria's military and police from the 40 states of Biafra, Orabeze claimed. She stated that over 120 cabinet members, including 40 state administrators, department secretaries, heads of country license, and other cabinet officials attended the virtual meetings. Daily Post record that ECPA has been detained by the finance government since November of 2024. Last week, the Organization of Emerging African States called the ECPA's immediate release in line with European conventions. Meanwhile, on Thursday, the Court of Appeal in Abuja upheld the order by Justice Abdul Kafarati of the Federal High Court Abuja prescribing the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and designating it a terrorist organization. In each judgment, a 3-member panel of the court unanimously agreed with the lawyer representing the federal government, Oyin Kolo Oshe, that the state acted lawfully in prescribing the group whose activity threatened the nation's continued existence and the security of its citizens. Sharia courts can't work in the southwest, Yoruba King writes Sultan of Sokoto. Oba Olukosi of Ilukosi, Ijesha in Osun State, Oba Omotoyose Adebayo Akinleye, has said Sharia court negate the secularity adopted in the southwest states. Nigerian news report that the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, led Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, urged the southwest governor to allow Sharia court in the region for Muslims. In a statement on his X handle on Thursday, Oba Akinleye stated that the Yoruba settled issues through traditional methods but adopted legal means in line with secularity enshrined in the Constitution. Your Eminence Alhaji Mohammed Saad Abubakar, CFR, I respectfully write to share insights on the judicial evaluation in Yoruba land, particularly regarding the transition from the traditional Osogbo and Ogboni judicial system to the adoption of a more universal law of freedom. Historically, the Osogbo and Ogboni system was integral to governance and justice in Yoruba land, serving as a high court with a significant influence over both legal and social matters. However, in alignment with the broader movement towards secularism and a more inclusive legal framework, the Yoruba community has largely transitioned away from these traditional structures. This shift reflects a broader embrace of universal principles that advocate for freedom of thoughts, conscience, and religion, which are foundational to the secular state as outlined in Nigeria's constitution. This change has allowed for a long system that is more reflective of the diverse societal needs and less tied to specific cultural or religious practices, thereby fostering an environment where every individual can exercise their rights freely, according to the Yoruba king. The king stated that Sharia law implementation in the Yoruba states will be a challenge. He also stressed that Sharia law will undermine the secularity of the region. He noted that the southwest region has a good number of Christians and traditional worshippers who would disagree with any Sharia law. Regarding Sharia law in the southwest, its implementation poses challenges due to our secular framework. Nigeria is constitutionally a secular state where no religion is to be adopted as the state religion, ensuring that every person has the right to freedom of religion without interference. The introduction of Sharia law in the southwest could potentially undermine this secularity, leading to tensions and conflicts, not only between religious groups, but also within the broader societal fabric. For instance, Sharia's application might not resonate with the significant Christian and traditionalist populations, potentially causing legal ambiguity and social discord, the Oba stated. Kábíyèsí Ọba Olukosi of Ilukosi Ijesha, Odondon Aso Iludoro, Adefa by Ilu number 2, added that secularity in the region has promoted peace and unity. He also emphasized that it was crucial to maintain the secular stance. The secular approach has been beneficial in promoting peace, unity, and development by providing a common legal ground where all citizens, regardless of their faith or belief, can coexist harmoniously. It is crucial to maintain this secular stance to continue ensuring that the Southwest remains a region where every citizen's rights are protected under a universal legal system rather than one bound by specific religious doctrines. I trust this perspective underscores the importance of maintaining a secular judicial system for the benefit of all in our diverse nation, he added. Army helicopter in Washington crash was flying too high, according to newly sworn-in President, or rather 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. The United States President Donald Trump has said the Army Black Hawk helicopter that collided with a regional passenger jet in Washington, D.C. was flying too high at the time of the incident occurred. Trump stated this on Friday on his social media platform Truth. U.S. military helicopters are said to be regularly flying a route over the Potomac Rivers near the busy Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport known as Route 4. It was gathered that for safety reasons, the altitude on those helicopter flights is capped at 200 feet, which is 60 meters. The Black Hawk helicopter was flying too high, but by a lot. It was far above the 200 feet limit. That is not really too complicated to understand. Is it? Trump said. The crash in which 67 people died remains under investigation by federal transportation authorities. Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary Pence has acknowledged that there may have been an elevation issue with the Black Hawk. However, speaking earlier on Friday, before Trump's remarks, Hexel said it was still inconclusive. We are looking at altitude, and the president was clear about that. Someone was at the wrong altitude. The investigation will help us understand that. Was the Black Hawk too high? Was it on course? Right now, we don't quite know, he said. According to the Army, the instructor pilot, who was the designated pilot to command, had 1,000 feet hours, while the other pilot had 500 hours. The helicopter was said to be from the 12th Aviation Battalion, which is based at Fort Belvoir in Virginia. The last but not the least, I still believe in one Zojuria. General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, former military head of state, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, IBB, has reaffirmed his belief in Nigeria's unity. Babangida spoke while hosting a political movement, the Nigerian project, at his hilltop mansion in Minna, Niger State. He said that a divided nation cannot stand, hence the need for unity and prosperity. Babangida urged nations to remain loyal to the country and its leadership while advocating for inclusive governance where citizens' voices are heard, ideas debated, and policies implemented for national progress. He said, I believe in one Nigeria and on its unity. I stand. Thank you for following my footsteps and upholding the ideals of patriotism and national unity, which we all fought for. He urged Nigeria to remain loyal to the country and its leadership, advocating for inclusive governance where citizens' voices are heard, ideas debated, and policies implemented for national progress. Earlier, the leader of the delegation and national convener of the Nigerian project, Ochiagha Regan Ufomba, described TNP as Nigeria's fastest growing political organization, with its structures across all 36 states, the FCT, and all 774 local government areas and wards. He said the organization is committed to reviving the ideals, philosophies, and doctrines that once made Nigeria great, fostering national discourse, ensuring inclusivity, and breaking barriers to intellectual and economic empowerment. So my people, Nigeria and other headlines as we have discussed, now we will take a back break. More of these videos will be coming your way. Don't forget, the title of this message is Maazi Nnamdi Kanu's press release, direct from DSS custody, where he is being held hostage against his wish, and also where his own human rights have been trampled upon by the so-called government of the day, who have no regard for human rights and who have no respect for also human rights, and who are bent on abusing human rights at any time or at any day. Anyway, we don't have much to waste on this. We are going to come back again to give you more insights on what to expect as we move on in this new month of February 2025. So my people, make una like this message and make sure it goes viral. I'll be right back. Kemesiano.